to What's Cooking in the Library. We are doing sweet potatoes today in the Instant Pot, and then we'll also do a sweet potato casserole, which would be great for Thanksgiving. So to start out with, to cook sweet potatoes in your Instant Pot, you put a cup of water in the bottom, put a trivet in, and then you have your sweet potatoes or your sweet potatoes, which you make sure they're clean, which I've already done, and then you stab them six or so times. I've already stabbed these ones. Stab these two. You just take a fork and you just randomly do that. Put them in your Instant Pot. If you measure the size of your potato width-wise, that tells you how big your potato is. This is about 2 inches, and so this is considered a small potato, and that's what most of these are. That's what these are. You want them about of the same size. So a small potato you cook for 12 minutes, a medium potato for 20 minutes, and a large potato, which is over 3 inches, is 25 minutes. So there's different times for how big the potato is. So we're going to do 12 minutes on this one. Pressure cook. 12 minutes. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Once it has cooked and the timer went off, then you want to natural release for 10 minutes. So we're going to let it count up to 10 minutes in natural release. Our Instant Pot has natural release for 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and finish letting the rest of the pressure out. We'll turn it off. All right. Go ahead and remove the lid. And then I'm going to just test to make sure these are done. Yep. Take them out and let them cool for just a little bit, because we're going to peel the peels off and we don't want to burn our fingers. Alright, once I've let these cool just a little bit, I'm going to peel the skins off. I do that with just a fork or a spoon. I think a fork works a little better. You can use your fingers if you've got tough fingers, I guess. When you cook, you can just eat these. You can put them on a plate and just eat them. Split them and put a little bit of cinnamon butter on it too. You don't have to use it in this recipe. Whatever recipe you use sweet potatoes in, you can just go ahead and cook it in the Instant Pot and use them. I'm going to show you today. So we are peeling them to make our sweet potato casserole today, but you don't have to peel them. You can use them, just eat them. Once you have cooked sweet potatoes in your Instant Pot, you can put them in your fridge for, keep them in your fridge for up to 4 days, or you can freeze them. Okay, so we've got then we use a ricer, and you could use a potato masher. Just going to mash the sweet potatoes. Just a piece of skin there, it looks like. One biggest sweet potato might not. I probably could have cooked that's why it's important to have all the potatoes about the same. The one sweet potato was a little bigger than the others, and it's not quite done in the very center. It's still a little tough, so I might just take it out here. We just won't use it. But we want 3 pounds of sweet potatoes, which makes 3 cups. So about 1 pound of sweet potatoes makes a cup. All right, got them all mashed. That should be about 3 cups of sweet potatoes. Now we're going to add 1/4 cup of milk. This is regular milk, but you can use coconut milk or another milk. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of melted butter. You can also use coconut oil or another oil. 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And 1/4 cup of real pure maple syrup. Now, in place, there's a couple of alterations you can make that I do. You can, if you don't want the sugar, you can just leave the brown sugar out, or you can use just 1/2 cup of regular sugar and leave the maple syrup out. I really like the taste of the maple syrup, so I like it, but there's a couple of different alterations you can make there. We're going to add 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. And I'm going to mix that all together. All right, then I have 2 eggs that I've just slightly beaten. I'm going to add that. And mix that all in. Pour that into a casserole dish. This is a 9x9. As long as it's an oven-proof dish, you can use any kind of dish. There's our sweet potato mixture. Now we're going to make a pecan topping to put on the top of that. We make the topping using 1 cup of pecans. I'm actually going to only half the recipe today, and we're only going to put pecans on half of it because of an allergy, a food allergy. So you can do that. So we're going to use I ended up putting 1/2 cup in, but it calls for 1 cup of pecans, 1 tablespoon of butter. There again, you can use another form. You can use coconut oil. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 cup of flour. There it is. This is 1/4 cup. I'm only going to add half. Should measure it out, but half that. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, so we're going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup for today. That all together, making kind of a crumble topping here. And then I just use my hands. You can use a fork, but I just use my hands for this, and just sprinkle it over the top of your sweet potato mixture. Just like that. Now we're going to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. All right, our timer just went off. Remove the sweet potato casserole from the oven. You can see it's nice and golden brown on the top. So sweet potato casserole, really good Thanksgiving dish. You can eat it any time of the year, but it's a great dish to try at Thanksgiving, so give it a try.